same dad who told you when you were in training camp at Chuck Noll's first ever training camp with the Pittsburgh Steelers, what are you doing here?
Well, he drove me down to drop me off, Latrobe, PA, and then we walked around, and he was looking at all these guys, and then he said, I walked him back to the car to say goodbye, and he said, "Are you sure you don't want to get in? I'll take you home." And I wanted to get in.
Did you?
No, I wanted to. I said, "Man, what am I doing here?" But I said, "No, go on."
Who else was there at the time?
Joe Green.
Okay.
L.C. Greenwood. The quarterback was a guy from the Redskins.
It wasn't Bradshaw at the time.
No,
right?
he was
coming in.
He was coming in the next year.
Right.
Rocky Blyer was in Vietnam. He was coming the next year. They didn't have a good team that year.
Now, did Noll personally cut you? Did Chuck Noll
he personally cut me.
No, what did he say to you? Do you remember the conversation?
He called me, bring your playbook. So I went in, and see, when they cut before, there's a chart. Mm-hmm. And if your name is not on the chart, you're cut. So it's kind of a kind way to do it. Mm-hmm. Nobody sees, you're just gone.
Poof.
But then when it gets down to individual cutting, then he called me in. So
what did he say to you?
He said, "Look, I like you, and it's my first year too, and you're trying to learn a position you never played."
Which is what?
Outside linebacker. Because in college I didn't play outside linebacker. We didn't have an outside linebacker
At Ohio University?
No, we ran the 8-3 or whatever, middle guard, 2 linebackers.
Okay.
And I was middle guard and the defensive end, so I was trying to learn a position I didn't know how to play. So he said, "Look, I can get you down with the Eagles. You can go down today if you want to, because they're really hurting. They were hurting worse than the Steelers." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "I'm done.
Toast.
I'm done." I was sick of it. And I had knee problems, and I knew that wasn't going to get any better.
Uh-huh. So that was it.
That was it.
And then Chuck Noll goes on to the Hall of Fame, and then you go on to your career in acting.
I never saw him after that, but he was very nice to me. He was a really nice guy.
He said, "It's my first year, too."
Yeah, he said, "It's my first year, too, and I got to show something." I said, "I don't blame you." No hard feelings.
By the way, I feel like Ty Burrell right there.
Then I went
that made me laugh.
I went back to get my stuff, and one of the trainers came over and said, "Listen, we got a lot of nice stuff for you. We got jerseys and T-shirts, and your shoes are down at the stadium, because you bring your own cleats." I said, "Leave it." He said, "You don't want the swag?" I said, "No, never wear that." I said, "If I made the team, I'd wear it."
Right.
"You keep it." So I left. That was it.
So your stuff, you just left it.
I left it.
What was the name of the quarterback at the time?
The quarterback that you mentioned from Washington, that was the quarterback of the 69 team, Dick Shiner.
Dick Shiner, that's right. And then there was a black kid, too, that had, unfortunately, a drug problem and real natural talent.
Quarterback, the other one on the roster was Terry Hanratty.
No, he was the next year.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, I was a rookie with Hanratty, Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah, good guy.
There you go. So neither of them from Youngstown.
Neither from Youngstown.
Who else do you have from Youngstown?
Was Beaver Falls or something, or Butler.
Beaver Falls, PA, yeah. Tommy Bill, Tony Gennaro, and Kelly Pavlik, 3 other notable boxers.
Yeah. And there were 4 or 5 other world champions.
Coaching hotbed, though. Some of these names: Bo Pelini from Youngstown, all 3 Stoops brothers, obviously, Bob, Mike, and Mark.
Cummings.
Jim Tressel.
And
then a couple broadcasters and a former great football players, Ron Jaworski.
Yeah.
Paul McGuire. Maurice Claret.
Sure, I know Paul. I used to field his punts when I was 10 years old.
Now, Paul, I'm sure, had a taste of beer at 8, too.
Paul. And Paul lived in my neighborhood, But me and my buddies used to go up to the stadium up there, and he would be practicing. He could punt 80 yards.
No.
I think he did. I mean, they were sky high, too, spirals. And we used to catch him and run him back and give him the balls.
Paul McGuire and Ed O'Neill
and
in Youngstown.
Cummings coached Iowa. He's from Youngstown.
Okay, there you go.
A lot of guys.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.